Hi everyone, welcome to My Max Academy. In this session, we'll continue with the chapter 4 quadratic equation from 10th standard CBSE mathematics. So till last video, we did exercise 4.2 second problem that was to solve the problem in example 1. So example 1 had two problems, right? And that one of them we solved in the last class. We will do the solving the second problem in example 1 second subdivision. The question second subdivision from example 1 in page number 71 of your textbook. Page number 71, example 1 second problem under that. So we'll continue from here in this session. So the question is, a cottage industry produces certain number of toys in a day. The cost of production of each toy in rupees was found to be 55 minus the number of toys produced in a day. On a particular day, the total cost of production was 750. We'd like to find out the number of toys produced on that day. So there is a cottage industry, they produce toys, and cost of producing one toy is found to be 55 minus the number of toys produced in a day. That is how the cost of one toy is. Now on a particular day, the total production cost was 750 rupees. Now we should find out how many toys were produced on that day, right? So we will say let the number of toys produced on a particular day is X, which means we are producing X number of toys, right? So the cost of a toy, what is the cost of one toy? That is given as, if you read the question, the cost of production of one toy, the cost of production of one toy. What is the cost of production of one toy? See, they said the cost of production of one toy was found to be 55 minus. So 55 minus the number of toys produced in a day. How many number of toys are produced in a day? That day, X. So the number of toys produced in a day, we have taken it as X. So the cost of production of one toy is given as 55 minus the number of toys produced in a day. That is 55 minus X, because X was the number of toys produced in that particular day. So this is the cost of making one toy or producing one toy, and this is the total number of toys produced on a particular day. Now what is given in the question is, the second next sentence is, on a particular day the total production cost was 750. The total production cost was 750. The total production cost, that is equal to 750 rupees on a particular day. Now we need to find how many toys were produced on that day. Now the total cost of production cost means what? That will be equal to number of toys produced X into the cost of each toy. That will give the total production cost of the toy. So that will be equal to, so total production cost is what? Number of toys X into the cost of each toy, that is 55 minus X. This will give you, when you multiply the number of toys into the production cost per toy or one toy, that will give you the total production cost, and that is equal to 750. Now we should solve this and find the value of X, which means we will multiply. So X into 55 is 55X, X into minus X is minus X square, equal to 750. Right? Now we'll bring this 750 also here. Now let the X square term first. So minus X square plus 55X. I'm writing this first, and then I will bring this 750, see this side, it will become minus 750 equal to 0. Now if we have negative, we have to multiply throughout by negative. We need to make sure that the coefficient of X square is always positive. Even with the negative, we can keep and solve it, but we may miss some negative sign here or there, so it's always better to keep the coefficient of X square as positive. So minus is there, throughout cancel minus, which means we'll change the sign throughout. So which means this minus X square will become plus X square minus 55X plus will become minus 55x, this will become plus 750 equal to 0. Equal to 0. So now this is the required equation. Now we need to solve this equation and find the value of x. Now how do we factorize this? Again we need to write the rule. So when I multiply two numbers, I should get 750. Because this quotient of 1, x is 1, x square is 1, 1 into 750 is the same two numbers, this sign is plus, which means addition case. If I add, I should get this number, which is 55. So what are the two numbers, a and b? What are the two numbers, a and b, that will give you this. Now if you try to do the splitting the middle terms, if you observe it, it will be like 25 and 25 and 30. Now 25 into 30 will give you 750 and 25 plus 30 will give you 55. Now how do you find these two numbers? You have to do this. You have to take a, b, then m and then a. Put m is, so take all the multiples of 750. 750 can be written as 1 into 750 will give you 750, and when I add 1 and 750 I'll get 751. Then you should take 2 into 375. 2 into 375 is 750. Then if you add, I'll get 377. So we will have to, okay. So we'll have to do like this. If you keep on doing like this, you will see that 25 into 30 will give you 750 and 25 plus 30 will give you 55. Clear? So the numbers are 25 and 30. Now again it's an addition case. In addition case, both the numbers will be positive or both will be negative. To find whether both will be positive or both will be negative, we have to see this sign. So this sign is what? Minus. So if this is minus, both will become minus. Minus, minus. So now we can split this. So this will become x square. 55 can be written as minus 25x minus 30x minus 55. That's why we found these two numbers, minus 25 minus 30. So we are putting that here, plus 750 equal to 0. Fine. So now we'll take from these two, x as common, we'll get x minus 25, then minus 30 as common, x minus 25 equal to 0. Again, if you take minus 30 common, from here if you take minus 30 common, which means you have to divide 750 by minus 30, you'll get minus 25. If you multiply, you'll get back this. Fine. If you multiply, you'll get back this, which is minus 30 into x is minus 30x, minus 30 into minus 25 is plus 750. Fine. Now again x minus 25 is common, then this becomes x minus 30 equal to 0. Fine. So which means x minus 25 equal to 0. Either this is 0 or this is 0, or x minus 30 equal to 0. You get x is equal to 25. Minus 25 goes this side, it becomes plus 25. Or x is equal to minus 30 goes here, it becomes plus 30. So we have two sets of answers possible, right? So the continuation I am writing here. So which means when x is 25, we have two answers possible. Either x can be 25 or x can be 30. So in each case we have to see what is the number of toys produced and what is the cost of each toy. So we need to find only the number of toys produced, right? So we need to find only the number of toys produced on a particular day. That's what they have asked. So we can say the number of toys, here also we can conclude, right? Here they have asked us to find only we would like to find out the number of toys produced on that day. So number of toys produced will be, we can write here itself. We can say, because x is 25, so the number of toys produced on a particular day is 25 or 30. Either 25 toys they should produce, or both the answers are possible. Either they produce 25 toys or 30 toys. Fine. So that is the answer. Fine. Now we'll go to the next problem in exercise 4.2, which is problem number 3. So let me erase this. Next question is third problem from exercise 4.2, page number 76. So page number 76, exercise 4.2, third problem in your textbooks. The question is, find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. You need to find two numbers such that the sum of the two numbers is 27 and the product of the two numbers is 182. You need to find those two numbers, right? So which means we'll assume the first number as x. So let one number is x. So the other number is what? So the other number is, one number is x. The sum, so we can take it as x and y also. We can say one number is x, the other number as y. But generally in quadratic equation we will try to use only one variable. Sometimes we may have to use another variable and we will have to replace one variable in terms of other variables and all that. Those problems we may get it down the line. But when you know the sum of the two numbers is 27, and if you assume one number as x, the other number will be 27 minus x. 27 minus x. If one number is x, the other number will be 27 minus x, because sum of two numbers is 27. If one is x, the other one will be not x minus 27. 27 minus, because 27 is the total. From the total, if you subtract one number, you will get the other number, because sum of the two numbers is 27. Right? So one number is x, the other number is 27 minus x. Now what is given? The product of the two numbers is 182. So product is 182, which means you should multiply these two numbers. So what is given is x into 27 minus x. This is product of the two numbers. Product of the two numbers is how much? 182. So we need to find those two numbers. Right? So again, what do? We'll multiply. So x into 27 is 27x. X into minus x is minus x square. And this 182 will come this side. It will become minus 182 equal to 0. Then I'll write the x square term first, minus x square. Then plus 27x minus 182 equal to 0. Now I told you not to have negative sign for our x square. So we will throughout change the sign. And that is possible provided you have a 0 here. You can change throughout the sign. So this will become plus. This plus will become minus. Minus will become plus 182. And 0 sign also you should change. With 0 sign, if you change, it will be 0 only. There is nothing called plus 0 or minus 0. 0 does not have any sign. So 0 will be 0 only. We can't say minus 0. Minus 0 is also 0. Plus 0 is also 0. Now we need to factorize this. And we have to find the roots of this quadratic equation. So how do you find again? Now we will say multiply. When I multiply, I should get, what is this? 1 into 182. 182. When I multiply two numbers, I should get 182. The same two numbers, what is the sign here? Plus. Plus means addition case. If I add the two numbers, I should get this number. What is this? 27. Now what are the numbers? It's like as good as going back to the problem. When I multiply, I should get 182. When I add, I should get 27. So we'll have to do the same way. And if you do the same way, you'll get A and B as 13 and 14. Right? 13 times 14 will give you 182. And 13 plus 14 will give you 27. The numbers are 13 and 14. And we have to decide the sign of the number. To decide the sign of the number, it is an addition case. In addition case, both are positive or both are negative. To find both are positive or both are negative, we have to see this sign. And if this sign is negative, both will be negative. So you will write this as x square minus 13x, then minus 14x plus 182 equal to 0. Equal to 0. So now if you factorize, again x, taking these two x is common, x minus 13, then in these two minus 14 is common, you'll get x minus 13 equal to 0. Then in these two x minus 13 is common, you'll get x minus 14 equal to 0, which means either x minus 13 this equal to 0 or this equal to 0. Right? X minus 13 equal to 0 or x minus 14 equal to 0, which gives you x is equal to 13 or x is equal to 14. So which means the first number is either 13 or 14. Now we'll try to write the conclusion. Right? The conclusion is, right? Now here we'll write. So when x is equal to 13, when x is 13, we have to find these two numbers. So one number is what? X. So first number is what? x, one number is x or first number is x, so x is what? 13. Other number is what? Other number equal to, what is other number? 27 minus x, which means 27 minus x, that is equal to 27 minus x is 13. 13, which is 14. So the numbers are 13 and 14. So this is one set of answer. Or we have to take the other case, that is, second case is when x is equal to 14. In this case, what happens? Then in that case, first number becomes what? First number is x, first number equal to x. First number is equal to x and x is 14. So first number is 14. Second number is, or the other number is, other number equal to 27 minus x. 27 minus x. And 27 minus x, x is 14. So which means 27 minus 14, which is 13. So here also the first number is 14, second number is 13. Here first number is 13, second number is 14. But they asked us to find the two numbers. So which means the two numbers are 13 and 14, or 14 and 13, anything is fine. So we'll say the two numbers are 13 and 14. Two numbers are 13 and 14, such that when you add the two numbers, you get 27, and when you multiply, you get 182. Clear? So this concludes. This problem is done. The third problem is over. Fine. So whenever you have two numbers for x, you need to take both the cases. When x is equal to 13, what answer we get? When x is equal to 14, what answer we get? Now both are giving you 13, 14. This is also 14, 13. See, the order of the number doesn't matter. We need to find two numbers. It can be 13, 14 or 14, 13. Doesn't matter. So here we got 13, 14 or 14, 13. Which means the numbers are 13 and 14. The order does not matter. You can also say the numbers are 14 and 13 also. Fine. So next one is the 14th problem. So fourth problem. Fourth problem in the exercise 4.2. That is, find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. Sum of whose squares is 365. We need to find two numbers, two consecutive positive integers. Two consecutive positive integers. So whenever you see these consecutive positive integers, we'll take them as, let the two consecutive positive integers are x and x plus 1. Fine. The two consecutive positive integers are x and x plus 1. Two consecutive means what? If one number is 7, the other number is the number after 7, which is 8. 10 and 11 are consecutive positive integers. 21 and 22 are consecutive positive integers. 37 and 38 are consecutive positive integers. So next the numbers are. So if I take one number as x, the other number will be x plus 1. Right? And what is the condition given? Sum of whose square is 365. Sum of their squares equal to 365. Sum of their squares is 365. That is also given. The one information is their consecutive positive integer. Other information, if you do the sum of their squares, then you get 365. Now what is the meaning of sum of their squares? Sum of their squares means whenever you get sum of the squares, you have to do from the reverse. You have to square them and add. You have to square each number and add. That is the meaning of sum of the squares. Sum of the squares means first you square them and then you should add. That is called a sum of the squares. Sum of the squares means you should square them and then we should add. We should do it in the reverse way. That is called a sum of the squares. So square them, which means square these two numbers. So x square and x plus 1 the whole square. I have squared both the numbers, then sum them. Sum them means add them. This is called a sum of the square. So I am squaring this number x square. I am squaring this number x plus 1 the whole square. After squaring both, I should add both the squares. This is called as sum of the squares. So sum of the square is 365. So this is the given condition. We need to solve this equation. Fine. Now how do we do this? Again, we'll expand this. So this is x square plus this is x plus 1 the whole square. We'll apply a plus b the whole square. A plus b the whole square is a square plus 2 into a into b plus b square equal to 365. So here a is x, b is 1. So we are applying a plus b the whole square formula. All of you know a plus b the whole square. A plus b the whole square is what? A square plus 2ab plus b square. So here your x is a, your b is 1. So substitute x as a and b as 1 in this. We'll get this. So you'll get x square plus 2 into x into 1 is 2x plus 1, and this 365 will come here, it will become minus 365 equal to 0. And x square plus x square is 2x square plus 2x. This is minus 364 equal to 0. So 1 minus 365 is 364. Now again, if you observe, everything has 2, this is also divisible by 2. So divide throughout by 2, or we can take 2 common, whatever. If 2 is present everywhere, we can take 2 common, then it will become x square plus x minus 182 equal to 0. Fine. Now this 2 can be thrown, this 2 will go this side, it will become 0. It will go to the divide side. So we will get x square plus x minus 182 equal to 0 by 2. This 2 will go here, it will become by 2. The 2 goes to the right side, it will become by 2. Because here it is into 2. So your expression becomes x square plus x minus 182 equal to 0. Fine. X square plus x minus 182 equal to 0. Now we should factorize this. So again the same rule. So when I multiply, I should get 182, which is 1 into 182. And the same two numbers, what is this sign? Minus. Minus means subtraction case. Minus means subtraction case. If I subtract the two numbers, I should get this number. What is the number? What is the coefficient of x? Don't say x. We should get x. But you take the coefficient of x. Nothing is there. Only x is there. Only x means it is 1x. Right? This is 1x. So which means 1. The coefficient is 1. So when I multiply the two numbers, I should get 182. The same two numbers, if I subtract, I should get 1. So what are the numbers? So small a, small b. And if you will find the numbers are 13 and 14. And 13 into 14, like this. 13 into 14 will give you 182. And 14 minus 13. You take the bigger number and subtract the smaller number. 14 minus 13 is 1. So the two numbers are 13 and 14. Now we should decide the sign of the two numbers. We should decide the sign of the two numbers. Fine. And I told you, right? When it is a subtraction case, if it is a subtraction case, then one will be positive, the other one will be negative. To find which is positive, which is negative, we should see this sign. This sign is positive, means the greater number will take this sign. This sign is plus. So the greater number, which is the greater among these two? 14. 14 will become plus, 13 will become minus. In addition case, both will be positive or both will be negative. To see whether both are positive or negative, you will see this sign. The coefficient of x sign. Minus, both will become minus. If this was plus, both would have become plus. In the subtraction case, one will be plus, one will be minus. To find which is plus, which is minus, we have to see this sign. This sign is plus. The greater number will always take this sign. The greater among 13 and 14, 14 is greater. 14 will become plus, 13 will become minus. Suppose if this was minus x, if there was a minus x here, then 14 would have become minus 14, and here we would have put plus 13. When this was, if this was negative, if this was minus x, we would have put 14 as minus and 13 as plus. Fine. So now we got the two numbers, so we can split x square. This x can be written as minus 13x plus 14x. Minus 13x plus 14x minus 182 equal to 0. Now in these two, x is common, x minus 13. Here plus 14 is common, we'll get x minus 13 equal to 0. Because from 182, if you take 14 out, you get 13. Which means if you divide 182 by 14, if you divide 182 by 14, you'll get 13. If you multiply, you'll get back this. 14 times x is 14, 14 times is 13 is minus 182. Now again here x minus 13 is common. You get x plus 14 equal to 0. Which means x minus 13 equal to 0 or x plus 14 equal to 0. So this is 0 or this is 0. So which means x is equal to 13 or your x is equal to minus 14. x is equal to 13 or x is equal to minus 14. Now if you observe, we say it's two consecutive positive integers. They are positive integers, which means x cannot be negative. So we cannot take this value. So we got to ignore this and take only x is equal to 13 because x is a positive integer. So we'll say x cannot be negative. Fine. So we'll say x cannot be negative. Therefore, x should be what? Among these two, we can choose. X should be 13. 13 is the only answer for this problem. So our consecutive numbers are what? The consecutive numbers, the two consecutive positive integers are what? Are x and x plus 1, are x and x plus 1, which means what is x? X is 13. So 13 and 13 plus 1, which means 13 and 14. 13 and 14. So we'll say the two consecutive positive integers are (13) and 14. Clear? So that is the answer. So don't think it is this 13 and this 14. This 13 and this 14 did not come from here. We took only the 13 here. 14 has to be, minus 14 had to be ignored because that was negative. But x should be positive. So this we cannot take. That's why we are saying x cannot be negative means x cannot be minus 14. Which means the only value that we should take among the answers that we get is 13. See, certain cases, if both are positive, we would have considered both. And we would have written like this: when x is 13, what happens? When x is 14, what happens? But here it is only one value is valid. So we have taken that. From that, what are the two numbers? X and x plus 1. So when x is, so it is 13 and 13 plus 1, which means 13 and 14. Now if you sum them, the sum will be their consecutive numbers, and if you do the square and then sum. If you do the square of 14, what is 14 square? If you do 13 square plus 14 square, what is it? 13 square is 169, 14 square is 196. If you add, it will be 365. That is what it is. So your answer is right. If you square them and sum, if you square 14 and square 13, and then if you sum the sum of the squares, you will get 365. So your answer is right. Right? So our answer is correct. Fine. So I will stop the video here. You can watch my next video for the continuation of this exercise. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you.